when we heard that in the studios, Penguin Studios out in Glendale, I think is the name of the place. I could, for the first time in probably 30 some odd years, listen to it and say, that sounds really good to me.
Right.
Without being angry or upset or denying it. And that we could remember the joy in playing the music is why we got back together.
That's great. It takes a long time to get back to that place for some people after.
You know, your ego's there.
Can you talk a little bit about Mass in F minor?
Yeah.
For the people?
Talk about ego. Our manager managed a man named David Axelrod. We always viewed this as his product. This was his vision. This was his idea. And when we'd say that, he thought we were dismissing the product. He was really the hippest guy I'd ever met, and he had this idea to do a rock and roll mass, psychedelic mass. And we were the brand name that was chosen to do it because our manager thought it would be really good. So I would go over to Dave's house, and I was really in awe of him. He was a real musician. I wasn't used to that. I was used to rock and roll guys, but not. He would hit a couple notes on the piano and go, this is where the cello come in, you know, and this is where the French horns come in. And so we went into the studio to do this, and unfortunately for our band, he charted a lot of it. There were things like bass solo 64 bars in E, but he charted a lot of it, and I was the only guy in the band that could read music. So that sort of inhibited things. So what happened is we cut the first song, or two songs. It's Kyrie Eleison and Christe.
And that Kyrie appeared in Easy Rider.
Yes.
And all of a sudden you had a southern accent for some reason.
Yeah, and then the rabbi called up and took away, the circumcision was replaced. It was like all over. So what they decided after the first cut was that we were taking too long to do it. So they brought in their big threat always, our producer's threat always to us was, I'll bring in studio guys. That'll make us pay. And so they did.
They brought in the Collectors.
No, well, the Collectors came in. The Collectors happened to be in town because our producer was producing their album, and they did some vocals. And I wish I could remember his name. Did some lead guitar stuff, but it was also Don Randy from the Wrecking Crew.
Right.
It was Richie Podler, who owned American Recording and played, like I've been told, bass on La Bamba. Richie played guitar, and a man named Don Peake, who played for Ray Charles and a bunch of other people, played on it. And we cut it to their liking. All the time we're doing the thing, we were asking, when do we get to do our stuff to it? When do we get to put the tremolo and the fuzz and the wah-wah, and when do we get to do that little tweak sound?
And what was his answer?
Coming up. It's coming up. And then we went in and recorded the cello and the French horns, and we go, when do we get to do our stuff? And they go, it's coming up. And then we got the final mix of it, and we dawned on us we probably weren't going to get to do our stuff. But the thing about the album was that we were willing to, because I played on the whole thing, and our drummer played on the whole thing, and James is on the whole thing, singing leads.
Yes.
That we allowed that to happen. That we didn't stand up for the other guys in the band, and we didn't go, you got to be kidding me, man. That we didn't do it was the start of the collapse of the band.
Right.
Because it's shown that we'd given up to our own identity.
And you guys didn't play at all on the next record.
No, that's all the Wrecking Crew guys. We had quit by that time.
Yeah.
We quit en masse almost, except for one ill-fated tour.
En masse.
Oh, wow! I wish that was meant.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Try the veal. Yeah.
Let's play one song off that. Let's play Benedictus off of Mass in F minor.